My goal today is to explain the 3 action steps that I do to remove excuses in my life, problems in my life, all the comforts in my life, so I can produce momentum and results in my business and in my life. Let's go. I do these steps for myself to create results and build momentum so I can recommit to my future. I'm going to show you how to do the same exact thing. Let's go. Here's a quick overview of the 3 steps that we're going to get into. Step number 1 is to look at your schedule and replace anything in your actual day-to-day schedule that is from wants and put the needs in there. So you want to make sure you identify your schedule and replace it with needs. And don't plan for your success, schedule your success. Step number 2 is to take accountability for what and who is around you and where you're spending your time. So what could be Instagram, who can be friends that are extracting from your life, loved ones that are extracting from your life. Remove them from your calendar and replace them with actionable result items that you want to do. Step number 3 is to listen to a podcast, read a book, do something that's going to move the needle for you every day for an hour a day, 5 days a week minimum. So if you're driving to work, make sure you're investing in your education, learning about a new skill, something that's going to move the needle for you in your results. So if it's, you need to understand how to diet better, you need to listen to health things. If you want to move the needle in your business, you need to educate yourself in business. What is it that you need to educate on, what you need to consistently learn to move the needle for you in whatever you're trying to achieve in your life so you can double your results. Step number 1 is your actual schedule. This is where you need to look at your schedule. You need to find all of the things that you are doing and you need to take accountability for everything that's in your calendar. So from the time that you wake up from the morning, if you're waking up earlier, and if you don't have time in your day, you need to wake up earlier and you need to do more with the time that you have. So if you actually do this action step right now, you want to take out a piece of paper, you want to do a notepad, and you want to look at your actual calendar and how productive you're actually being in that calendar. Productivity doesn't have to just do with information. Productivity has to do with execution. You need to schedule execution into your calendar. Do not plan, execute. Do not just plan. You need to take the planning and you need to add it into your calendar. So the action item, you need to write down what you need to get done, whether it's your health, you need to recommit and finding a mentor, to finding a guide, to finding a solution for your problem, and you need to get coached, you need to schedule it, you need to add it into your calendar, you need to recommit to the things that you said you were going to do long after the feeling has left you. The key to doubling your production in 14 days is to make sure that you're scheduling your success and not planning your success. Most people in the market today, they're planning what they need to do. They're not taking those plans and adding it into their calendar. Great, I need to eat healthier. All right, so what am I eating for lunch? Great, I need to make more money. How am I educating myself and doing that? I need to be able to sell more. I need to be able to work more. You need to execute more and plan. Here are some tips that I do to remove myself from the planning mindset into the execution and scheduling in my calendar mindset. Step number 1 is you want to add a planning time weekly to schedule your success. I like to do this on a Sunday, and I look at my week in a whole and where I have time, and I schedule the gym early. I schedule the PM workouts. I schedule the meeting. I schedule time with my family. I schedule time into the calendar for the things that I know I need to get done to move the needle, to create happiness for myself, to be able to do and produce in the market. I schedule my success. So step number 1 is to make sure that you take some time to schedule your weekly success in your life. Step number 2 is to remove your wants and replace it with needs. You have the time, but most people want to shop more. They want to spend time. They want to do extracurricular activities. They want to do fun stuff, but they are not scheduling success. They rather schedule comfort, and you need to erase the mindset of comfort. You need to replace that with execution and results. Step number 3 is stop making to-do lists if you're not going to add it in your calendar. If you're not actually taking to-do lists and putting it into your calendar, you're setting yourself up for failure, so you shouldn't even do it at all. If you don't change, don't even waste your time even doing it. How I actually schedule my week out is I actually take the time to look at my calendar. I set up my gym for the week. I set up the times that I'm doing everything for the week that I need to get done. All my appointments with my team, appointments with my family. I schedule my success, so there's no doubt that I know I'm going to show up and get results every single week. You want to understand that this is a need to do. Even if you don't feel like it, you still need to do it. Because in the end, if you actually get this done, you can actually really get the results you're really trying to do and actually double your results in the next 14 days if you do exactly this. Applying this simple step is simple, but the routine of change is what is hard for your life. Make sure when you're trying to adopt change, you actually put something far greater and more difficult in front of it, because you won't do it for the simple fact of a schedule or a change, but you will do it for a greater resource. You will do it for a greater why. If your reason why is big enough, the how is inevitable. Step number 2 is very important, and you could put this step into everything, but we're going to talk about accountability for where you're spending your time, who you're spending your time with, and you need to take accountability. So you need to take an accountability sheet on where you're spending your time, how much time you're spending on social media, how much time you're wasting doing things online that have nothing to do with production and moving the needle forward for your life. You need to take accountability of who is extracting energy from your life. You need to take accountability for your actions. And this is one of the most important things for you to do, and especially the people around you. If you are taking accountability for the people that are pouring into your life, not just the ones extracting, and minimizing the time for the people that are extracting, you will have a very successful life if you can take accountability for this actual step number 2. This will help you produce and double produce if you can really focus on taking accountability. Let's go. Here are some strategies I use to be around the right influence, and I'm also going to give you some strategies on how to subtract your time from being around the wrong influence. Let's go. Make a list of who is not serving you in your life. This could be friends, this could be family, this could be a significant other. Who are those people that are extracting from you? And you want to take that list from the people who are subtracting from your life, and you need to have a conversation with them. You need to be honest with them and vulnerable with them to explain to them on why we have to spend less time together. Honesty is so important, but make sure you deliver that honesty in a very respectable way. And for the list of people who are serving you, you want to spend good time around these people, because these people are empowering you. They're helping you grow. They're giving you things that are going to help you become the person you know you need to become. They're going to influence you very effectively in becoming that person that you know you need to become. The other list is where you're spending your time outside of relationships and people. You need to understand the time that you're spending with yourself and what you're doing on social media. Social media, of course, is the top one, because people go down the rabbit hole with social media and they stay there for hours and hours of time, where you can focus on educating your skills, educating your mindset, growing and becoming a healthier, better, and more productive version of you. So step number 2 in that process, to make sure that you communicate with your friends, loved ones, on why you need to spend more time with your health, why you need to spend more time working, why you need to spend more time learning skills and not hanging out at the beach, not doing things that actually really don't matter that much. As far as production, understand where you're at in your life and make sure you communicate that effectively with them. And also, guys, accountability ties into this again. Make sure you're staying accountable to your actions. You're staying disciplined with what you said you're going to do. Long after the feeling has left you, you want to make sure that you stay disciplined, because after motivation, after excitement, after inspiration, there comes discipline. And the discipline is what's going to get you up in the morning. The discipline and your reason why that you're doing it, which is, man, I don't want to be broke anymore. Man, I really want to grow. I really want to make this money. I really want to travel. I really want to be the person that I know I can become. You need to really focus on the reason why you're doing it, and that will help empower your discipline. Guys, make sure you stay to the end of this video, because I'm going to give you a bonus tip at the end that's going to make sure that you commit to these 3 steps. There's one thing that I'm going to share at the end of this video that is going to be the thing that's going to make this all work together. Step number 3 is to listen to a podcast or read a book every single day for 5 days minimum, 1 hour a day. This will be able to feed your mind and help you grow, and make sure this is going to move the needle forward for your results and what you're trying to achieve. Don't read books that don't help you progress in your job. Don't read books that don't help you progress in your relationships. It's okay to read books that are fun for you and that are exciting for you, but you want to read books and educate yourself on how to learn skills and how to produce in the marketplace, to be able to be your own boss, to be able to have the healthy life, to be able to do the things you want to do. These kind of books are crucial. Those are the ones that you want to invest an hour a day in. Do that. to double your results in the next 14 days. Investing in listening to a podcast, reading a book every day, and investing in your education is so important, because if you had the education you needed, you wouldn't have the problems you have. So you need to consistently invest into your education to be able to move the needle forward from the health that you desire, from the wealth that you desire, from the results that you desire, from the life that you desire. And that's going to bridge the gap, because you have to have the right thinking to move the needle forward. And the only way to get that is surrounding yourself with the people that are doing that, listening to the people who are making it happen, so you can adopt the same mentality that they adopt, so you can get the same results that they have. Just imagine that you're not feeding your mind with progress. You're not feeding your mind with things that are going to be able to help you produce and become a better person. If you're not feeding your mind with that every single day, then what is your mind getting? If you're actually consistently consuming bad content, negative energy, stuff that people are actually giving you that actually means nothing, where are you really investing your time? And this is the kind of accountability, and that's why you need to listen to the right podcast, talk to the right people, hire the right coaches, get the right information, and hyper-specialized information is key. Because if you can actually invest into the right education for yourself, you will be able to produce the way that you want to produce and get the results that you're trying to get, and actually double your actual production in the next 14 days. Just think of yourself like an axe. And if you don't continue to sharpen the axe daily, the axe gets dull. You won't be able to cut wood. You won't be able to produce a home. You won't be able to produce a fire, because you, the one that is cutting, the one that is making it happen, you're not actually sharpening yourself every day. And you want to make sure that you're sharpening the axe every single day, left side, right side, so you can become lethal in the marketplace, and you could be educated, you can know what you're talking about, and you could produce results, and you can live that life of abundance that you desire. When I was 27 years old, I actually had a mentor that taught me these skills, and he said, Phil, if you don't invest into you, into your mindset, into the goals in the business that you want, the dream life you want, how do you actually really expect to get there? He said, if you don't have targets and you don't have a vehicle to getting to the target, how are you actually going to get to the target? And that is the right question to ask yourself when you're trying to understand what you're trying to do in the marketplace, is making sure you're asking yourself the right question as to why I want to do what I want to do, how do I do it, and what is the gateway to get me there? Because most people never ask the right questions, and that's why they will never have the right answer. Bonus tip here, guys. This is gonna be the one that's so serious, and this will drive all results in your life. Every time you're about to quit, every time that you're saying you can't do it, every excuse in the book, if you actually do this one thing will change everything. Here's the bonus tip. You need to find the reason why you want to get these results, because that's going to be the driver of your discipline. That's going to be the driver of your results. And here's a quick story. I asked my mother, I said, Mom, would you ever do public speaking? Or would you ever do something that you didn't really want to do? And she goes, no, I would never do public speaking. I said, in front of two people, no, I don't like it. I would never do this. It's crazy. I would never do it because I'm so scared of this and that. Every excuse in the book of why she couldn't do public speaking. And then I said, okay, let me reframe the question. If I told you that you had to do public speaking, or your grandson life was at stake and he wasn't like in a burning building, you had to go in there, go get him out, would you do public speaking? And she said, I would do public speaking in an instant. And I said, great. So what we figured out here is that the reason why you want to do what you're doing is not big enough, and that's why you won't take action. The key is to make sure you figure out the reason why you really want to achieve results, why you want to live a life in a bigger desire. You need to find that reason why, because that's going to be the driving force. Every time you're about to quit, if your why is big enough, the how will mean nothing. You will get it done. Your excuses will be nothing. They won't even exist anymore. And that's the kind of mindset that you want to have. This is crucial to everything that you're doing. If you have a big enough reason why, you will never quit. You will never have a problem of committing and executing on the 3 things and everything else that you're going to be learning. This is the crucial key to winning in life. Let's go. If you're enjoying this video, smash the like button, give us a subscribe, because we're going to continue to deliver revenue driving content, life production, and be able to hit your goals in all out massive action. Check out the links in the description below. We have so much more assets and different pieces that we can help serve you to become the best version of yourself, to produce revenue, to create life-changing mindset shifts. Let's go.